Hey, mamas, and welcome back for another episode of Moms with Moms. Moms offering mom support with moms on microphones. If you're new here, we talk about taboo things in parenthood, pregnancy, and postpartum. And we also grab something to drink. It can be whatever. I'm boring old lady and I'm drinking water today.
Same.
Amanda's also drinking water, so we're super cool today. If you're not new here, welcome back for another episode and thank you for joining. So, Amanda and I had already been chatting. We were talking about bumps and bruises, leashes, and all the fun stuff. So, Amanda is actually going to talk a little bit about things that she didn't get told before, well, things that nobody told her about becoming a mom and what could happen and all that stuff. But before we get into that, Amanda, tell us 3 things that our listeners should know about you.
Okay. I'm an older mom, so I'm almost 40. I am a I don't even know. I've been married for 7 years, but together with my husband for 15. Um, and I am a regional manager over a lot of apartment buildings. So I have a pretty like a multi-million dollar establishment. So I'm pretty busy for work. So it is, every day is something new.
Correct. Yeah.
Uh,
And your mom.
and I'm a mom. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a lot.
So, what is the name of the job? Like, what is the business?
So I'm a regional manager. So I oversee. I'm part of the Solomon organization. We are a pretty big outfit here in Albany. So I oversee about 3,000 apartments, 14 communities, 70 employees, on top of chasing a 4-year-old.
Ugh. When do you sleep?
Uh, Pretty much after this.
Okay, so you have a limited this in hours. That way, you
No,
know
you're
at
good.
10 o'clock, it's like I'm going to bed.
This is like a night out for me. I feel great. I
Damn
put
it,
some
we had a good time.
lip gloss on, and we're ready to go.
You got your hair done. You look super nice
Nope.
and fabulous.
I literally woke up. This is all natural. This is it.
Must be nice. Must
It's,
be nice.
I will say, tame your hair so you don't have to wash it every day.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah. That's a big thing. I see, like the mom buns and all that stuff. Like, yeah, but that's like at day 7 or 8 after I haven't washed my hair. So like you have to wash it, blow dry it, do the steps in the beginning, and then it lasts. And I stand by it. 10 days.
This is wash day. That's why my hair looks nice
Yep.
and straight and regular. I probably will not wash it again until next week.
Yep.
Or unless I get spit up in my hair. If I get spit up in my hair, then I kind of have to because it smells and it's gross.
Yeah, yeah.
They
The
tried
snow
it.
really ruined my hair the other day. So that's why it's like all wavy. Because I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is what we're doing. So I braided it so when it dried, it was like this. I was like, oh,
It
okay,
looks good though.
thanks.
Styling.
Yeah, trying to be in tune with the youngs.
We have to. We literally
Yeah,
have to.
yeah, I have to. There's my 4-year-old comes home with new words, and I'm like, what is that? What?
Thank God for Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, I, and I have to call my husband. My husband is an athletic director at a local college here, so it's like, do you hear the kids say this word? What does that mean?
This is a new one. I don't know.
He goes, who used that? And I said, the baby. And he's like, what? And I said, and he used it in the correct context. Like that is beyond.
God.
So yeah, those were the 3 things that I knew about like to share. And it's never a dull moment here in my household. Never.
So you have a 4-year-old. Do you have
Yes.
any other kids? Like any
No,
step or anything?
none. We are in the middle of do you want another one? Are you good with one?
It probably goes back and forth every day, doesn't it?
So when when he does something really awesome, it's like, oh, I could have like four of you. You're so cute. And then you have to wake him up in the morning for school, and it's like, why did I do this? Why did I choose parenthood? Why? Why is this? So why did I decide to do this? This is horrible.
It's nice to know that that's not gonna change. I mean, not saying like I want it to change, but it's
Yeah,
nice to know that like I have a 4-year-old at that point and I'll be like, yep, I'm still feeling the same feelings because those are the things some days when, and he's 8 months old, as I said, and some days I'm just like, what the hell? Why did I
yeah,
do this?
yeah. Like who does this to yourself? Like
Yes.
everybody always asks, like, are you having another one? And it's like, I hate that question, but I don't know. Like my kid's wiping his own butt now. Like I don't know if I want to do that again. Like
Mm-hmm.
he showers himself.
Or
Like
like the sleepless nights. Are you ready for the sleepless nights?
no, I mean, here's the thing though. I did a horrible thing. So breastfeeding is not horrible. I loved that moment.
No,
I
no.
was lazy and let him go sleep.
That girl, that is not lazy. If
It
I didn't,
is because he's in my bed and I didn't sign up to sleep in a bed with two 6'6" dudes, man. He's he's massive. Like
and you're probably in
that's
the corner like
no.
this.
Yeah, and he sleeps long ways, like the long. And so it's like my husband's here, the baby's here, I'm here. We're on the edge and we have a king size bed. And I'm like, did you sleep great? Because I didn't.
Mm. That's what I was about to say is co-sleeping. Like when we do co-sleep sometimes it's not comfortable. It's more of the aspect of like like you said, I am too lazy to
I'm too
get off my butt
tired.
to go get you. So you're gonna stay in bed with me because you're having a rough night and I'm not gonna keep getting up.
Get the side sleeper. Spend the money.
Yeah.
So at least they're near you, but in their own space. Like that's what I
What
failed. I should have done that.
what is the size limit though? Because I have a big boy.
I don't know. I feel like they're pretty big.
I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, like I highly recommend it because I feel like if I took my kid when I unlatched him and instead of rolling him over to the middle where it would be to the side, if I rolled him over into his own space, put up the side, he would have
Mm,
his I'd be close, but I feel like he would feel the ability to sleep by himself.
yeah.
I don't know. Like that's how I think I missed the train on that one. I just waved as the
Well,
train
I
went
mean,
by.
we're on the roll of talking about bad parenting. Um, I combo feed, so at
Okay.
night, homeboy gets a formula bottle.
I love
We
that.
don't nurse because he sleeps all through. Well, not all throughout the night. He usually wakes up at like 4 or 5 for another
That's
feed. But
amazing.
it is. We decided after that. I said to my boyfriend, and I was like, "What if we just give him formula? He'll probably sleep longer." And it worked because he was waking up all of the time because he was nursing, and I'm like, I can't keep doing this.
I think the one thing, the number one thing that I learned after having a kid, your kid is your kid. What you hear might work for this mom, you might be the exception, and this works for you. It
Mm-hmm.
you pushed him out, pulled him out, however that baby came, that it's your baby. It's going whatever works for you. And I had to learn that because it was hard for me to hear all these moms tell us this, this, and this, and this, and then kind of feel a little judged that you're like, oh, you're like co-feeding. And it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I like to sleep. Did you? I don't. I'm sorry that's not what you chose.
Mm-hmm.
But if that works for you, fantastic. Kudos. Like wonderful. Like my kid would not take a bottle. I could not pay him to take a bottle.
Oh,
Yeah, it didn't matter. All he wanted was boob,
yeah.
and
Well,
now he's 4 and he's like, I love boobs
that's great. I mean, boobs are
around
great,
everywhere, around everywhere.
but I also feel like what you said is it's so important to for moms. I'm sick and tired of like those moms being like judging for what you do with your child. Like
Yeah,
if I'm talking to you about what I'm stressed about and what I'm like not sure about, don't
yeah.
come me in a judging way. Like
No,
I want your advice, but I don't want you to be a dickhead about it.
yeah. Like oh, and like when my again, like I know everybody's like, oh, you're not that old. Like I'm almost 40, whatever. But like when my friends would come to me and be like, "Oh, this is what I did," I'd be like, "Okay, that worked for you. This is how I do it. Like, what did you do differently?" And it was always, I always led with, "Well, this is what I did,"
Hmm.
rather than, "Well, this is how you should do it." It's more of like, this worked for me in my household and my lifestyle. This is, um, my brother just had a baby in September, and my sister-in-law, yeah, they're engaged. She calls and she's like, "I don't know what to do," and it's like, "Well, this is what worked for me." He's straight
Yep.
formula fed, so it's hard for me to
Very.
compare when I pumped and forever, and she's like, "Oh no, he sleeps like 6 7 hours, like he's good," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm so jealous." It's
Well,
just
my it's different.
yeah, it's just different. It's whatever what works best for you. And they don't
My
tell.
really good friend, she parents very different. And there's nothing wrong with it because what she does works for her child. But it's very funny because like when we talk about certain things, it's like, yeah, I could never. Like I'm type A. I'm routine. Routine is very important for us because that is how he sleeps. She is
I
not
like
a
it.
routine with her kid. And her
Kids like
kid,
routines. They like routines.
yes, she does not do a routine. Like her baby can sleep whenever, but her baby sleeps through the whole night.
Oh, I'm so jealous. See, I don't care then. No routine. Do you? That
So
works
one day
great.
she what'd she say to me? She's like, "Well, just let him sleep when he sleeps." I said, "Girl, no, no, he can't sleep more than this time at this time because then at night we ain't gonna be sleeping." So no,
Right.
it does not work.
It's whatever works for you. It's your baby. It's your
So would
baby.
you say with this topic, unsolicited advice, you wish people would have told you that the unsolicited advice you're going to receive as a mom is annoying?
Oh my God, it's beyond. It's so beyond. I remember when we found out I was pregnant, and it's the doctors, they want to inundate you with all this, like, this is what you're going to experience. I
Mhm.
remember looking at my doctor and saying, "I don't want to know anything." And he goes, "I'm sorry, what was that?" And literally was like, I'm at what? And I said, "Yeah, doc, I don't want to know anything because I don't want to Google search or go through all these boards or apps
Mhm.
or blogs and be not misinformed, but misconstrued information provided. Get this fairy tale, this is how easy it's going to be type thing, and it completely different. I want to be able to make a decision on how I feel at that moment when you give me the information. Um, so that's how I did my when we found out I was pregnant. So it's like, but you just get, "Oh, you're pregnant. Well, this is what happened," and then you just get all these stories and all this information, and it's like, uh,
Hold up.
yeah, too much, too much. Oh, well, I had a C-section. Mm, I don't want to know. I don't want to know because I don't want to be like, "Well, she got this and this happened to her and I don't know and now I'm scared." And I just wanted to go as the time. You'll just get so much information. Yeah.
That's how I felt when we with the genetic testing and all of that.
It's
I didn't want to
awful.
know. I didn't want to know. I literally, my boyfriend and I had a really long conversation, and I said, I don't want to know until this baby comes out or until later on, because in the genetic testing, again, I'm not a doctor. I say this on my episodes. I'm not a doctor. I don't know these things. This is just
Yeah.
knowledge. Um, with the genetic testing in the beginning, they can be wrong.
Oh, mine was
So,
wrong.
oh my God, shut up.
So when we had a genetic testing, we get like 18, 16, 18 weeks in.
Yeah, yeah.
About that, like, it came back. My son tested high for Down syndrome, and
Which
I
is
had
fine if it
what?
was a Down
Yeah,
syndrome
yeah,
baby.
completely. But you sit there and you have to wait days and days for further information, further testing, and it's just like you get all this information to you, and then you're just there to digest it, and it's like now you have to have conversations and
Yeah.
information, and then you're searching and you're like, "Oh my gosh." And then you have, we got that information, and we were very blessed to have the opportunity to go get what's the screening where they check all your fingers and your the toes and the fingers.
Oh God, what is it
The
called?
really big ultrasound one that they you know
The
what I'm talking
3D
about.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
the 3D
where they
one.
count all the toes and then they look for markers. So we were very lucky we were able to get into our local hospital for that within 5 days.
Oh wow. Okay, good.
Yeah, so we went in there and they searched and they didn't see anything. Um, we were blessed that it didn't happen. And it was wrong. But it's again, you want to make the informed decision. For me, that was my birthing plan was I want to make the informed decision when I get the information, not as I go along. Like I want to make that moment. Me and my
Yes.
husband, nobody else in the room, nobody else putting their input, put in their judgment, their ideas, their suggestions, and here we are.
It's funny that you say that because we knew we were gonna have a C-section not pretty early on, but like further around the road. There's a lot of reasons why I did. It was the best for me and my family. So at my baby shower was when people were asking me about things, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I'm having a C-section, and everybody's like, what?
Yeah.
You're having a C-section? You're having a
A planned
planned
one,
C-section?
too. A planned one. Yeah.
Yep. And it was the best decision I could have ever made because when that baby came out, I was calm, cool, collect, and in such good spirits. And that was, I mean, there's obviously other reasons, but that was what I wanted. I didn't want a traumatic experience with my labor.
Yeah.
And there were certain things on our radar that was pretty high. So I'm like, you're basically telling me that the risk of me having a C-section potentially is high, and what causes moms to have bad C-sections is when they feel the trauma of the nervousness and everything. So yep, nope, we're gonna plan it, but it's again, it's that people coming in and saying those things that like, well, when I did this, I did this. I'm like, I don't give a
Correct.
shit. This isn't your
Right.
kid. This is my kid.
It's also 30 years after since I've been born. You know what I mean? Like the medical field has advanced. Okay. We have electric cars now. Like I want to say,
Like,
like I say
come
that to my
on.
grandma. Like, we have electric cars, right?
We do baby led weaning, and
Love it.
my mom goes haywire.
Oh yeah,
Oh my god, it's too
my mom
big.
couldn't compute it. She's like, "You're doing what with what?" And I'm like, "Watch this."
Isn't that too big? Isn't he gonna choke? I'm like, he's
He'll be
gonna
fine.
gag and it's gonna teach his reflexes, but he's not gonna choke. Like, he
Yeah,
has not choked at all. He's gagged a lot,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but he's learned I probably can't put that big of a piece in my mouth, or I can't put this much in my mouth. So,
Right, I can't put the whole chewing stick in my mouth.
no,
Yeah,
nope. And I can't take one piece and then put another piece in my mouth. I have to wait till the one piece is done.
yeah.
We're getting there. So, what's another thing that you wish you would have known?
I literally told my husband, I was like, I think I should write a blog about it because it's I really had a great pregnancy.
Yeah,
I know some moms don't. I enjoyed it. I loved every moment of it. I had a great experience at the hospital. We had to be induced, so it was planned.
yeah.
I stopped at Five Guys, checked in at 5. My body loves Pitocin, so I was having contractions all the time. Like it was great. um, a thing that I guess for me was how quickly things change for you as a parent.
Hmm.
Um, your circle that you feel like is really big is not. It's very small. That supports have that support system um kind of locked down so that you know who to identify. My family lived about an hour and 15 minutes from us. And I remember calling my mom at like 6:30, 7 o'clock and being like, one of us is gonna make it through the night. And I don't know who it is. I don't know. Somebody's gonna come because I'm not gonna make it. Um,
Hmm.
I know people say sleep when the baby sleeps. I couldn't. I'm not that person. So that was a hard thing for me. As a mom, it was hard because you have all this stuff, laundry, and you want to cook because you want to eat, but you're tired and you're pumping or feeding. You know what I mean? It's exhausting. But you just want to sit down. The clothes will be there tomorrow. Like, don't stress yourself out for that. I think that was one of the top big topics. Um, when you gave birth, did you have to watch I call them the scary horror movies, but the movies about like SIDS and the baby shaken syndrome, like they made you watch the videos? Oh,
I mean, both my boyfriend and I have been in the human services field,
okay.
and I've done a lot. Like, I've had to do presentations and stuff on SIDS with my families that I've worked with. So I don't know if that's why we didn't have to. But yes, that can be
You get a
very
scary
traumatic.
movie. I feel
Uh,
like there's scary movies at the end. So you give birth, and then in 20 minutes, they're like, everybody comes in, they poke you, poke you, poke you, poke you, touch you, touch you, touch you. They're touching the baby, and they're like, okay, here, you have to watch these two movies. And you have to sign off that you watch these videos. And when I tell you, me and my husband's eyes were like, and now you want me to take care of that with no manual? Oh my gosh. So that was kind of, nobody told you about that. Like there was
no,
nobody told me about that. And I know they're real things and they're scary, but it was like I think my husband put it was like 34 minutes before we were sitting in front of these two videos watching them, and the baby just came out.
it would be nice for like moms to know, like, hey, you're gonna have the baby and you're gonna watch this movie. It's very important, but it's kind of traumatizing, just to
Correct.
forewarn you.
Yeah. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
like, hey, leading up to your pregnancy, you should watch this at your like your physicians or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like watch it before you have it, but they it was like 34 minutes, and we were watching this video, and you had to sign off, and they're like, did you sign the forms? And I'm like, yes, but like, what did I just watch? I just gave birth. Vaginal birth. Like I just gave birth, and
I
here we
pushed
are.
the thing at
I
me,
just pushed the
and
child out.
now you
I
want me to listen to this thing about how my baby could die? Like, what?
Right. And don't and and don't, like, the baby will cry, and you can't, don't do this and don't do that. And I'm like, okay, so where's the manual come in? Like what point does the manual come with this? Um another thing that I was just because I breastfed, I mean it didn't bother me, but hospitals really push for breastfeeding
Yes.
hard. Like very hard, to the point that they don't really have nurseries anymore. The baby stays in your room the entire time. So
Hmm.
as soon as you have a child, you do not have no, there's not a moment where the baby goes. It's with you the entire time.
The
And
hospitals, like, were.
yeah, it's like, it's very quick. And I remember after having him and sitting in the hotel, the baby, I'm not hotel. It was not a hotel,
You
the
would.
hospital. And the baby, like, it, what, what's the word I'm looking for? Cluster feeds.
Mm.
And it's nonstop. And then if you don't make the good latch, it hurts. And babies sometimes don't latch right away. And it's
Hmm.
okay. You'll get it. But it's like nobody was there to kind of like coach you to do this, or hey, just know that your boobs are going to really hurt because your baby's just going to want to suck on it for like 34
And they
hours.
make it seem like it's gonna be so natural and so
Yeah,
easy.
like, oh, here, just he pops his head back and you just right on it like a goldfish, like right on. No, that's not.
Mhm.
It that was a real eye awakening experience when I was like, okay, well, I'm tired. I just had a baby. I'd like to take a little nap. Can you take the baby? And the girl's like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, that doesn't happen. There's no nursery. Like he's here with you. Oh,
Hmm.
okay.
We had one nurse, and I think it was because I honestly was so tired. And my blood pressure kept going up and down, up and down. And they did 12-hour shifts. And we had one nurse who was super nice. And she's like, if you guys need a break, let me know. The nursery is pretty quiet tonight, so I can take him for a little bit. And we had her 3 days straight. So she was one that I felt very comfortable with.
Oh, good.
And then finally, it was like 5 a.m. and he was cluster feeding that whole night. So my boyfriend and I had no sleep because my boyfriend was great. Like I was nursing. So he would get the baby, he'd put him on and everything. So all I had to worry about was getting him to latch. So at 5 a.m., she comes in. She goes, how's everything? And I'm like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I just need some sleep. I can't function. She's like, well, I leave at 7. Everything has to be done. She's like, I can take him for an hour. I said, fine. Give me an hour of straight sleep and I'll feel great.
Right. That's it.
But she offered. She
Yeah.
offered. None of the nurses come out and like say that, like, hey, if you need a break, let me know. Like, I'll take the baby. And I feel like they should.
Yeah, and ask me like I feel like I said I had like with you I had like one or two nurses that actually asked me, are you okay, do you need something, or is there anything I
Mm-hmm.
can do for you? It was, I'm so tired, can you just, I know you have to come in here, do your tests and stuff, but like, can you pull the baby, they have little hallways, can you pull the baby to the side, just like have the dad look at him, like I'm just so tired. Give me
Mm-hmm.
give me 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes. I'm okay with 15
Let
minutes.
me
I
power nap.
I can conquer the world with 15 minutes right now. But yeah, they don't tell you that. They do not tell you about the cluster feeding, and I feel like they don't really educate women enough that it's okay if the baby doesn't latch right away, and somebody should be there to help you. Like I had nobody there. The girl didn't, the lactation consultant didn't come in until they were rushing me out to check out. The
Really?
end, the end of my pregnancy, and like the whole was horrid, horrid. Um, so you get banded,
Yep.
the baby gets banded. I didn't get banded, nor did my baby. The whole day, and they came in and they asked me, "Hey, oh, hold on a second." He heard me up here
Don't.
talking. He thought I was sleeping.
You're totally fine.
um, So I didn't get banded. I had the baby. I was in the bathroom, and they took him to go do some testing. They came back and they said, "Mom, can I scan your band?" And I put my hand out from the bathroom, and they're like, "No, your other band." And I said, "This is the only thing I have." And they literally almost didn't give me my baby back.
Mm.
And I said, I remember yelling from the bathroom, very calm and cool, collective, like I told nurse, I said, if you think for 1 second you're not giving my baby back after I just sat in labor for 36 hours, everybody's going down. And I just like laughed this evil laugh. And my husband goes, everybody thinks it's funny. I know that laugh. And she's crazy.
She's serious.
like he's laughing and he goes, she is 100% serious with everything. Um, so we got banded right then. They banded us, and then like 4 hours later, like we were checking out. So that was a horrible. They were like, "Oh, you have to leave at 12. You have to leave at 12. You have to leave at 12." So here we go. It's He'll make a debut. It's fine.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Look at him.
He's so angry.
He's
Um,
like, you're paying attention to me. This is
I know.
terrible.
I've been downstairs with Dad for a really long time. What are you doing upstairs?
Where
Who's
are you?
this? Who's this? You're not allowed to have any friends.
Let's talk about that, about how you literally become like the unexpected default parent and dads don't understand what it means. And it's not that they don't do anything. And I think that's the hardest thing to explain to them is like you do a great job and you do so much. And it's not that you're not a great person and you're not a great dad, but you don't understand the way it feels to be the default parent.
It's hard, so hard because it's like, hey, no thank you. Because even when I don't and I need a moment, the anxiety and the guilt of me checking out is hard
Yes. Mm-hmm.
because I am said default parent. So the default parent is just so hard because I mean, he does. This is it. This is what he wants when he wants it, and how, and
Mhm.
there's nothing else that he wants.
Mommy,
Mhm.
where, where's my car? Daddy do.
It's go karts downstairs.
Huh?
Daddy has it. It's in his car. It's the go karts. Go ahead, tell him to get go karts. Um,
It is because it's like you don't want to feel like you need to have a break because you're a mom. You shouldn't have to have a break.
no, I need a break. I'm at a point now. He's 4.
You're
I
right.
need a break, and a break with a cocktail, a beach, and nobody.
Yes. Nobody.
Those 3 things: a drink,
No phone. Leave me
nothing,
alone.
nothing. I don't even want to hear a breeze. Like I just
Hmm.
tell him to go get the go karts.
Yeah.
Are you sure you asked them?
Yeah.
Are you sure to ask him for the go karts?
There's the mom look.
Your kid's gonna be on YouTube, just letting you know. The default parent stuff really sucks because yes, you give it you want the moment and you want some free time, but feel just super guilty, and you become the
Hmm.
default parent because like I breastfed. He
Yep.
wants me for his comfort. I
Yep.
mean, I could put him to sleep pretty quickly. Like still at 4, I lay him on my chest and I tell him, listen to my heartbeat. And in 10
Done.
minutes tops, he's asleep. Like it's exhausting sometimes. You know, and
Hmm.
I have a really intense career and it's like everybody needs something from me every single second
Yep.
of the day. Again, cocktails, beach, and nobody. 3 things is what I'd like, please. Please and thank you.
It was my boyfriend. I used to take a ton of baths. I couldn't when I was freaking pregnant, but I used to take a ton of baths, like with a glass of wine to just
Mm.
relax. And my boyfriend for Christmas bought me like a comfy pillow pad so I could
Oh, I love that.
relax. However, I haven't used it. Last night was the first night I used it, and it was funny. He's like, "Well, you're finally going to use it." And I'm like, "When have I had the time to take a freaking bath?"
Right, right. And I don't mean to sound snappy when I say it. You know what I mean? Like I feel bad because I'm like snappy. Like, can you get him? And I don't mean to say it snappy, but it's just like I literally say I feel like overstimulated. I just feel touched out. I feel mommied out, mama, mama, mama. And it's like I can look at him, and as long as I don't, even if I don't say what, he's like, mom, mom, mom. And I'm like, I'm literally looking at you. What? And he's like,
Mhm.
hi. Like the Stewie moment, hi, is real. It's
You're
like,
just
did you, are you kidding me? Like, this is real. Oh, okay. Yeah, I love that for me. Yeah,
I like how you said, like,
it's,
the overstimulation because
oh my
I
God.
feel bad. Like you said, like I'm not mad at you. I'm
No,
not mad at you. And just I feel there's so many things going on. It was a joke for a while for us. I mean, it still is, but I'm not as overstimulated. But one day I literally said to him, he's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I'm freaking overstimulated."
that's it.
So now it's a joke here and there. He's like, "Are you feeling overstimulated?" Yes. Yes, in fact I am.
Yes. And it's even, it's hard to breathe. Like I feel like in process, because everything's coming and it's like, okay, you're processing this and here comes another thing. And then here comes another thing. And here comes another thing. And it's like, I want to shut down, but you can't because you have your kid.
Yep.
And what's for dinner? Mommy, I want this, and mommy, I want that. Mommy, I want Tabby. And please please put my password in for Tabby. Can you look up this? Can you spell this? Babe, what's for dinner? Did you do my laundry? It's like I I'm done. And I always say this. I go, time out. Mom needs time out. I just need, what do you need? Okay, what do you need? Okay. I'm time out. Like I just need to stop the chaos and I say time out and I prioritize and then I say, okay,
Were you an anxious a person before you were a mom?
no,
No.
no, no.
You're like, "No, ma'am."
No, and I don't want to say that I could process things quicker and more.
Yep.
Like my bandwidth was bigger and wider and longer and could handle more stuff. And now I see myself saying and feeling like I don't have enough real estate in my mind. Like there's a little square that's left for me. And I'm like, I have like, do not trespass. Like my bandwidth is much smaller now that I'm a mom. Very
Mm-hmm.
much smaller. Because it's like I consider myself pretty much probably a helicopter mom. There's having to have the hard conversation with your 4-year-old that he can't get light up sneakers because he would be easily identified in an active shooting. It's hard to have that conversation with 4-year-old because he doesn't know. But all your
Yeah,
sneakers for a 4-year-old are light up. Those are the cool shoes. I want Spider-Man shoes,
I
mommy.
never
They,
thought about that.
they light up. And if they're sitting in the dark hiding, but it's sad. It's a very sad. And it took me a long time to find stores that didn't have light up shoes. Skechers do not have light up shoes. Please don't take them all though. Okay, moms, please don't take them all. But
It's
it's a very hard, sad conversation. So the bandwidth is just super small being the helicopter mom because everybody you hear all this stuff and I'm like mom bear and then at the I have a husband, like where does he fit in all this? And
and it's hard. I like that you say that because I'm
38
also
year old man child.
well, and it's hard being the helicopter mom too because when your significant other wants to help with the baby, you can't help but interject.
Yes, oh my
You're
god.
not micromanaging. It's not. And he always says, he's like, I feel like you're micromanaging me. I'm not trying to. I just can't help it. Like, I can't help it. So sometimes I just have to walk away because I'm like, nope, nope. Because I just want to be like, no, do it this way.
So I have learned about myself is that in my mind I feel things are supposed to go a certain way.
Yep.
When they don't go a certain way, I feel very anxious, unsatisfied, and unfulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm working on that personally and professionally. And it's okay. I'm like trying to train myself. It's okay if he I hear him right now downstairs giving his dad a hard time. And I'm like, but I know he's okay. But
Yes.
helicopter mom wants to be like, that's my baby. Let him do whatever he wants. Like, stop. Leave him alone. He's only 4 once, like, but you have to, like, it's hard. It's hard. You have to train yourself, and I'm working on it. I'm really trying to because my husband, like your boyfriend, he's just, it's hard for them because
Yeah.
he's like, you make yourself the default parent because you don't allow me to do stuff.
That's not
And you
it.
want to break, but you can't do it because your kid wants you and you want your kid. So we're in a tough no. We're between a rock and a hard spot right now. Like, what do you want to do? Pick and choose your balance. So
We're working on it. We're getting there.
yeah, we're getting there. It's small steps. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Listen, you just accomplished it right now. You didn't take a break to go help your husband and your son.
No, because I need cocktails, beach, and alone.
And
And I can
nobody.
take that into my mind that at some point that's going to have to happen because I need to be the best version of myself
Mm-hmm.
and my kid deserves that. So I need to allow my husband to be able to handle that. Even though in my mind I'm like, okay, let him be. But
It's
yeah,
hard.
it's you just have to just little small steps, and it's okay to celebrate them, and you can go backwards and go forward. It's on your time.
I mean, you only got 18 years, right?
Heck no, I started working at 14. That little boy's gonna start working. No, absolutely not. You have to have those conversations too. Like, okay, well, are we paying for college? Are we not paying for college?
Are we going to buy the first car? Or are we not going to buy the first car?
Yeah, like what are your parameters? Are we keeping them in public school? Or are we going to charter?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have those. You don't really have those conversations until it's now.
It's really funny that you say that because in a lot of my other relationships, I never really talked about like, oh, what is your type of parenting style? Like, what
Yep.
do you feel is important in parenting? And with my boyfriend, we had that conversation, and it was really nice to be like, okay, so you feel the same way that I do. And I think it should be something that is spoken about more in relationships
Yes.
about what are your views on parenting, because I think that if you don't have a lot of things that align, it could really be detrimental to your relationship.
And the kid, because the kid doesn't know, they want boundaries and they want the schedule, they want the expectations. And if one parent is doing something, they're smart. These kids are so smart.
Mhm.
Like my 4-year-old outwits me a lot. And I'm like, did he really just, you know what I mean? Like I have to process it. And he did. He outwits us. Like there was movie day on Wednesday. I didn't go work. I had stuff to do at work.
Yeah.
My husband went. And I picked him up from school because my husband had to work that night. And I said, how was movie day? He goes, you would have known if you went. He's 4. Okay, 4.
The
So,
sass
and
is
I said,
real.
okay, well, the sass is real, sir. I apologize that I couldn't make it, but you like your toys that you play with, correct?
Mhm.
And he laughed and he said, yes. And I said, okay. I said, we continue on the conversation. And then he goes, just so you know, this is the second time you missed something. He's 4. So for me to know the sass is real with mine, and I think those conversations have to happen.
Yes.
Even you're going to be involved. Like if you're thinking long term with somebody, the possibility of having a kid is there. You have to be aligned because it could just totally the kid can play each other, play you. They're very smart. So
Mhm. And I don't think, just to say this for the record too, is like you don't have to have everything that you agree on because
no, no,
start
and you don't have to have it together either. You don't have to have it together either.
no, but I think that really kind of talking about it and saying, okay, well, what if he wants this or she wants this, and what do you think about this? Having those conversations is so important because you don't want to have a kid being like, oh, well, mommy said I could do this and you didn't tell me I couldn't, so I'm
You're
gonna do
smart.
it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I mean, did we not do that with? I mean, I didn't have a dad, but I had my mom and my grandma. Like, I knew what I could ask my grandma and get away with, and then I wouldn't tell my mom.
We'll do it. Hey, Dad, what are your thoughts on this? Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. Don't ask. Don't tell mom.
Hmm.
And I'm like, again, I'm almost 40, so it's like, yeah, I still do it.
Yeah.
And it's you have to have those conversations for sure.
Hmm.
I agree
Hmm.
for sure.
Like, it's just, again, like you said, and this whole thing is those are the things that people don't talk about.
Oh my God, no, no. And in gentle parenting or or ever that means in your book, I don't know what that is. Um, my kid knows that if I give him the look, you saw him leave.
Hmm.
Like I am not playing. I can feel my mother come out of me. Like we're done. I have met my threshold. We are done. Get the check.
Hmm.
But it's
I feel like, again, that's that whole thing we said in the beginning. If it works for you, great.
yeah,
And
all for it.
kudos
Power to bees.
to you, but I can tell you right now, I will not be a gentle parent. It's not going to work. It's
I
not.
just there are some things that are okay, but like my kid wants to argue and fight in the morning for school. I don't care. You are going to school. Period. So either we're going to do this nicely, or I'm going to have to sit on you so you can brush your teeth and put your sneakers on. We can do
Mhm.
it either way, but you're going out the door. Your teeth to
I,
fall out. Do you want your teeth to fall out? Because that's what's going to happen. And my son will be like, ah, "Mommy, I can't have any more candy. My teeth will fall out."
you're right.
You're
Good.
right. Good. I love that. You're right. And I'm like, sometimes I have to put fear in it because I'm like, there is no other rationale. And again, he's smart, so he tries to outwit me, and I'm like, no, no,
Today.
no, no. My parents said a thing to me when I was younger, like when you have your own house or your own kids, you can make the rules. Well, this is my house and you're my kid, so now it's my
It's my girl.
right. I love this for me.
I tell my
Fortunately,
mom
you
all
don't
the
pay
time.
them.
I tell my mom all the time. And like my mom's crazy. I love my mom. She's great. Again, I say this in every episode. Like my mom really is great. I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't for my mom. I hate that I'm becoming my mom.
Oh yeah, and it happens fast, quick. You're like, oh no, oh
I'm my mom. Shit.
God.
Here we go.
Here, let me put my helmet on.
Mhm.
Buckle up,
The
5C
moment
harness.
the moment that was like a realization for me was I was singing to like Savino, or I was like talking to him or something, and my boyfriend goes, "You sound like your mom." And then we went to go visit my mom, and I was watching my mom interact with my little brother. I mean, my baby and my little brother, and I'm like, "Oh shoot,
Yeah,
I'm becoming my mom. I am my mom. This is wonderful."
yeah, yeah. It happens quick, and you don't even know. It just the I could feel like my mom can't hide her facial expressions.
Hmm.
And now that I'm older, I'm like, I try. In my like, I'll be in a group setting, or my boss will be. She'll say something, I'll be like, and I'll screw my face and not really feel like I'm screwing my face. And she'll be like, and clearly Amanda does not like this. And I'll be like, no, I'm fine. She's like, that's not what your face said just a second ago. And I'd be like, oh, mom, stop. Why did you come out now? It's like,
You probably loved COVID then because of the mask. You could hide some of your face.
that's when I had the baby in the midst of COVID. I'll never forget when the mask, like you could drop the mask in a store, and my son saw his first person without a mask, and
Oh,
we were in TJ Mask and Max, and he was like, and just seeing all the people without a mask, and he was like, and you could see him try to process everything, and I couldn't even get my phone out because I was enjoying the moment and
yeah.
laughing because he was like
Like,
processing,
whoa.
oh my, right, like oh my god, people don't have mat, like that's not their face. And I just remembered laughing to my husband, like, oh my gosh, this is the first time he's processing, like, there's a world outside of a mask.
Hmm.
So it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. But yeah, I had that, and I changed my companies, and I bought a house all in the same year of COVID. So, I took my maternity leave. My husband overlapped his, and then he stayed home, and then Rita went to daycare at 6 months old, which is expensive. Nobody tells you that either. You need
Nope.
a part-time job for daycare
Not only isn't it expensive, but now the other issue is the freaking wait lists.
and staffing. Oh,
Hmm.
don't even get me started with their staffing.
If you are pregnant right now and you're watching this episode, go get on a wait list
Yes,
right now.
ma'am. Right now. Right now,
Right
vent
now.
them out, go there, see them, and get on. I remember staying on a wait list, and I completely forgot I was on that wait list. Raiden was 2.5 years old before I got the phone call.
Holy crap.
That's how long I was on a wait list, one daycare's wait list for. It's a lot. There's a long, long list, and be on multiple. Just don't wait for one. Be on a couple.
Mm. Yeah, no, we thankfully we've had the ability. I mean, it sucks because like we definitely have to budget harder, but I also think about it, we would still have to budget because we'd be paying the money that I would be making more, that he would be making more if we were to do daycare because it's literally half your paycheck.
It literally is. I remember when you go and they're younger, you bring everything with them. They don't,
Hmm.
they don't supply anything. You bring your own diapers, you bring your own formula, your food, whatever. And I remember having the hard conversation with my significant other and saying, I'm literally paying 300 plus for eyeballs, because my kid eats the food that I supply and sleeps in the clothes I supply, in the crib and blankets that I supply, and he sleeps almost all day. And I work to pay them and their eyeballs. It was a hard pill to swallow. And I'm very thankful that I had a great daycare. At the end, it was hard because staffing is a huge issue everywhere. But, daycares like to be open the only working hours, and nobody so I have to shorten my day and make modifications for my work schedule so that I could have childcare. So it was hard, but
Yeah.
yeah, definitely get on the wait list and view your options now if
Mhm.
you're pregnant.
Or like sit down and look at the financial aspect of it of is it
Yes.
if it's better for someone. Sometimes, I mean, I'm not a full stay-at-home mom. I still work, but I found other ways to supplement income. So it's important too to like really sit down and say like, okay, what can we do so maybe that we can make it work if we don't do
Yes.
childcare.
Yep.
Because those are the things that, again, like you said in the beginning, those are things that people don't talk about. They don't
Mm-hmm.
talk about that with you. They don't have that conversation. No mom's sitting there being like, "Hey, you should think about daycare and how expensive it is." It's an exciting time, but sometimes those friends need to be real honest with you and say, "These are the things you need to think about."
Right.
Also, the cost of freaking diapers.
Oh
Like
my
they are
gosh.
so expensive. Like yes, people tell you diapers and formula and all this is so expensive, but like I don't feel like they give me a number. Give me a freaking number and tell me that I'm going to be spending like $300 in 1 month and then 500 in the next because
Yeah.
of just the way things happen.
And there's so many diapers out there. Like, so my kid has sensitive skin, so I could only use Pamper Pures or whatever. That was the only brand that didn't break him out. And of course, that was more money than any other brand, and you can't buy them
Of
in
course.
bulk at BJ's or Costco's. And I'm like, of course, of course, I had the bougie kid. Who gave me the bougie kid? What? Why did I pull that number? But yeah, they're super expensive. They're I'm very thankful I had a baby boy because I could only imagine girls come with accessories like bows and shoes, and I don't know how I bust you girl moms because I don't know if I could do
Mhm.
that. I don't know if I could do that.
They would have
I'm
all
okay
the
with
cute things.
it. And my
Well,
ninja.
and I also think too is like be comfortable. If you're not, it's okay, but like be comfortable with like taking used clothes
Oh my
because
god,
you're
yes.
spend a fortune on these clothes. Like he's already in 12-month clothes, so we get all these clothes and he wears them maybe 2 times and he can't wear them again because he's too big.
It So my son went from size 10 to 12 in shoes in 3 months. And shoes are
Incredible,
for he's ginormous. He's 4 and he's in six size little kid 6 clothes. Like he's huge. He's massive.
big boy.
Um, it has nothing to him. He's just height. And absolutely, I'm on Facebook Marketplace. I'm on Poshmark.
Yes,
I'm. Hey, does anybody have any hand me downs? I'm looking for snow boots and things of seasonal stuff because I only have it for a little bit because he grows so
so
fast,
fast.
so fast.
Well, and they're at an age where I feel like they don't care about those things right now. When they
Oh my
get
god,
older and they care, I think it'll be different. Absolutely. Like when he's 10 and he's 12 and his friends are like, oh, I want these sneakers, I want those sneakers. I think that's more acceptable to be like, okay, now I'm not going to buy you hand me like I'm not going to get you hand me downs. I'll buy you a couple of things what you really want. But when
yeah,
they're in this age, because of the fact that they grow so fast, frig that. I'm not wasting my money. If there's a
no,
cute outfit, of course, but like a whole
I
wardrobe, nah.
no. They have consignment stores. I love that thing. I love consignment stores. So the school's always every month there's a theme. So you have Easter shirts and Thanksgiving shirts and where don't forget your Christmas pajamas. So it's like I have all these things one-offs that I have to spend all this money on, and he only wears it once, and it's in good condition because he doesn't spit up on it or draw on it. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what do I do with it? Well, I would bring it to the store and or donate it. So I go
Love
there
that.
looking for the stuff that I need to do for an inexpensive cost because it's only gonna wear it once.
Mm-hmm.
Once,
Mm-hmm.
like Halloween, it was a whole week of things. Be a spider, be a mummy, and I'm like, who has mummy clothes? Do you have mummy clothes? No, I don't have mummy clothes.
No.
You know what I mean? Like seriously, and I don't have that many Christmas pajamas. Stop.
No.
Like, make Christmas one day, please. Wear red, wear green, snow theme. Christmas pajamas.
White
Those should
for
be the
so long.
things.
It's so funny because like it's only gonna get worse for you too because then he's gonna start doing sports.
Oh, we play t-ball. That's awful. It's like we play t-ball and they don't tell you like, oh yeah, he's gonna do sports. You signed up for you to be there every Saturday at 9 a.m. I remember waking up going, why did I commit myself to this? I have to drive you and then sit there and
Mm-hmm.
watch you play. Oh, and then help because they're young, so they're all like
All
squirrel.
over the place.
you know,
It's so funny to watch them at that age, though,
oh, so cute, so cute. But I'm like, why did I sign this up to do this at 9 o'clock every Saturday for 8 weeks?
because it's not 9 o'clock. It's 7 a.m. You've
Yes,
got to get prepared. You got to get ready. You got to do everything. And sometimes it might even be 6:30 a.m. because you want to wake up before him to do the things. But he's probably going to wake up right when
as
you
soon as you
decide to
get
wake
out of the
up.
bed. I
Yep.
feel like he does this. He like touches, wait, and looks for me and sources for me. And I'm like, my boy, I want to go downstairs. It's quiet. I want a coffee and nobody.
I want
Like,
my time.
so I
It's
tip
like they
down the
have
stairs.
radar.
Yes. It's like sonar. It's like, she's not there. It's going all the way to the wall.
Mom's up.
Yeah.
I got to be up with her. She can't
Yeah.
do anything by
And
herself.
it's just like that too, Courtney. Like eyes open. I'm ready. And I'm like, oh, sir, you haven't even taken a breath yet. Like, how
And
are you, mom? Like you cut your arm off. Like, relax,
and
leave me alone.
any other day, it's difficult to wake them up.
Oh
Like
my
they
God.
don't want to wake up, or they sleep in. But it's the day that you decide I want to have some time to myself, so I'm gonna wake up early to have that time. And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, no, you're not doing that. Sorry, mom.
Yeah, I literally am like, okay, my husband has basketball practice tomorrow at 9. If I wake up, I can start his laundry and have a cup of coffee before he has to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's quiet. And I'm gonna be I literally already know like this is not gonna work out. I already feel defeated. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay in bed. I don't even want
Yep.
to do this. I don't even do this anymore.
Yep. 3 pieces of advice that you would want to give to another mom that you think are so important.
Okay. 3 things to a new mom or to a mom that is important. You are doing a good job. Okay. That's huge. And I'm trying not to be emotional. Moms don't say it to moms enough. Women don't say it to women enough. You are doing a good job. You are strong and you are amazing. So that would be one. Two, um, you have to be uh, very, I would say, more not in tune with yourself, but just know when you need a moment. And it's okay for
Yeah.
you to want a moment um, because that will help everybody.
Yep.
And three, cherish the moments that you have with your little because they're only little for so long. Mine's 4. I don't want to get emotional, but he's 4. And I remember when I just brought him home, like they grow up so fast and now he's telling me about my life. Like just like that.
You
In
didn't choose
today's
me.
new thing, he learned how to undo his car seat. Like, mommy, I can undo my car
Mm.
seat. And
Mm.
like it every day is a new day. Just cherish all those moments, whether big or small, because they're great. Like 3 plus, like find mom friends and not mom friends in the sense of like what you see on like Lifetime and like the movies. Like I'm coming over with wine and the kid, my cute accessory. Like
Yeah.
order a pizza. Like I don't care what we do. I'm in my jammies. Like I need somebody.
My
Like,
house is a mess, but you can come over and we can sit on the couch while the kids play in the
great,
playroom
because
and
I'm
we
out front. Open the door. I
yeah,
love that. Open the door. So
there.
enjoy your baby.
Well, and you enjoy your 4-year-old
I
and
know.
have some.
I'm so it's quiet. So I'm like scared to kind of go downstairs.
Maybe you should just stay on,
I
like
know. I'm
maybe
like,
find or
maybe I'll take a
something.
shower alone. What does that look like?
Maybe you'll wash your hair.
Don't get crazy.
That's too far, Court. Come on.
You're going a little crazy now.
Well, okay. So we always end. Thank you again for joining and being vulnerable. And we need to cheers with our lovely water.
Cheers.
All right, mamas. So thank you again for staying tuned for another episode of Moms with Moms. If you like this episode, make sure to hit the like button. And if you want to see another episode or you want to get notifications, I have been dropping some YouTube shorts. So if you are wanting to get the notifications for that, you need to subscribe. If you don't subscribe, you won't know when I drop a new short. And I have been doing some cheap budget meals because I work 5 jobs and I'm broke. So you can follow me for some of my cheap ideas. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you want to follow daily reels, inspiration, keeping up with all the TikTok trends, here's my Instagram and my Facebook linked right here. And then my TikTok is a little bit different because I got banned from my first one. So here's the second one. And if you have any questions for Amanda or you just, want to get to know her more, make sure to hit the comments in below and I will make sure she's tagged or you can reach out to her. And as always, moms, what we do, we survive and thrive because that's moms, that's what we do. Bye, besties.